Thank you, Joseph. All right, so this is I am part 73.
So I don't know. We're talking about the skulls.
They were listening, even though it wasn't recording. So we'll continue.
We just won't submit the recording, I guess. So we'll just keep going. So Tony, do you want to? We were talking about Raw, the skull that was at BAM this weekend, since the recording just started, and that Raw is a raw skull, not polished like Tony here. But we were going to share, because we were talking about meditation, and then we were going to share our experience with Raw in meditation this weekend.
Yes. Yeah. So there were stories of how Stephanie went and saw this crystal skull, and the guy wanted tons of money for it, and she said no, and then he said during his meditations that Ra wanted to go with her. Sales technique, I don't know, but eventually got to a price where she said, okay, I think I could do this. So she went and took the skull and meditated with their friends, and they all agreed that there was something to this. There was a consciousness to this skull, and it wanted to be shown and wanted a caretaker. So Stephanie decided to be the caretaker and said, okay, and so I'll send you the skull, he said, in a couple weeks. So she inspected the skull in 2 to 3 weeks, and he called back and said the skull has
escaped.
I forgot how it escaped, but basically the story is that it wanted to be sent to Stephanie right away, and he didn't know why, but he was told by the skull to send it to her right away, and so we sent it express shipping to her. And what happened is that somebody else that was interested in the skull called the very next day after it was shipped, saying that they wanted to buy the skull. So that is
the price that he was
full price, which is very interesting.
Not the cut price that he ended up giving Stephanie. So Ra, the story goes, Ra picked her and kind of forced the sale because he knew that Stephanie would take him out in the world. Where the other woman would have just kept him in her collection in the house, because she has a lot of different pieces, and so she just wanted him for herself. So the presence of the skull is very, for me, always very soothing at first, and electrifying at the same time. So I guess I'll share my experience, and then you can share yours.
Okay.
So in this meditation, we've sat with Ra a couple times. In this meditation, though, it was in the center, and there was a group of us around the skull. And at first, I could just feel energy. And then I went up. It's like we together went up the tentacle of the jellyfish up, and I felt we kind of landed in the etheric realm, and which is right before the third eye, and then out into consciousness. So, and we just kind of sat there together, and then I could see, it's like his face came to me, and then went out, and then another face came, so he showed me a couple different of his faces of different lifetimes, and then we just kind of sat together. And there was a lot of brain activity, so that's why I'm kind of going towards the binaural beats right now to balance the brain, but I felt like there was a lot of neurological repair happening. And then right before the end of the meditation, I heard in my inner knowing that we are one, and then there was like we went up into consciousness together and merged, and then she ended the meditation. So it was very in alignment with the eternal teachings and this kind of feeling of oneness and fellowship with all beings, and then that oneness at the end. It just was really, really beautiful. And my brain's been doing a lot of healing since. So what about you?
So I'll lay out the scenario for you first, right? So there was, I think, 13 of us, right, in a circle. Experienced, I would guess, meditators, spiritual people. There was, I would say, probably 70%, right? And then there was people that were interested in skulls, maybe saw Indiana Jones or a History Channel thing about skulls and was like, okay, I'm going to check this out, see what this is, right? So Stephanie starts the meditation, puts on a very soothing meditative song, right? And we listen and just let it happen. Try to silence our minds, right? And I can start feeling the energy just start to swirl, right? And then every time I feel energy start to amplify, it starts heating up, right? Sometimes it gets so much, especially when I'm doing tunings at Spirit Fest all day, or I'm in a room doing a sound bath, I just start sweating, right? Because energy is just flowing, right? And so I'm off in cloud 79, right? Not cloud 9, 79. I was way up there. I was gone. I mean, I was just in heaven. Not thinking about anyone else there, because you're alone, right? You're one. You're just, there is nobody else. So we got to the end, right? Just for a perspective of mine compared to somebody else, there was a lady there that you could tell that she didn't know. She was just open, and she was wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, and was like, "Oh, that was pretty scary," because I almost got sick, right? She got very dizzy and hot, and which was probably, an affirmation or confirmation that it was doing something and healing her. I felt the healing energy, right? The best part about it is that there's people that have the same stories of who and what they feel, right? It's this very holy man who has this wise but just very witty way of him. It's just, you ask a question, and he's not going to give you just the, run of the mill response. It's going to be something, out of the ordinary to answer your question. Example, I asked him to see, just to throw a question at him that I would know if this was a holy man, ascended master. I don't know. I asked him, what is Javan Mukti to you? And I was like, I'm gonna really see what this guy's all about, right? And it wasn't a voice. I saw very, very clearly a cat, right? And it kind of looked like my cat.
Which one? Gabriel?
Gabriel, yeah. It kind of looked like Gabriel, right? And I was like, okay, that's very interesting. I don't know what it means, but I'm still trying to figure it out. There's a lot of meanings I could come up with why he chose a cat, and why a cat maybe is Javan Mukti and ascension and reaching that place. But it was just a funny response. It was almost like, oh, figure this out type of thing. And so he, yeah, it was definitely, I felt healing energy within me. Um, it was just that, I don't know, you just feel it moving down your body, all the way down to your feet. And it's almost just like I don't know, like a scan, almost like me working on myself type of thing. And yeah, it was very, very peaceful. It was just, this is the second time I've meditated. When Kelly and Linda meditated with the Crystal Skull too, and the first time was amazing, but different. The first time he almost showed me how we both got to the point where we were at during that meditation. It was almost like seeing brackets or like a web from way up above and trickle down. So it's this interaction, that man delivered a watermelon to that person. It's almost all these interactions led to the time where we met, and he was showing how he almost can control that, right? Because there's infinite timelines and infinite, there's no, time doesn't exist, right? And infinite timelines, you can pretty much do anything if you're in control and the man in charge, which was very cool and very mind altering, because it was just, that was a lot to think about. Yes.
I remember that was a powerful time with that small group at Meta, and we all took turns with him, like holding him, and there was a time I wanted to get under the table and you were like above, and just the energy, lots of energy, like going up and down and out. Yeah. There was actually another time we sat with him at Stephanie's house.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And that one we got like alone time and like did massive healing.
Yeah.
Really holding the skull and placing him on our bodies, and it was, yeah.
Yes, Stephanie is a very interesting woman, right? She has a very extensive resume of, she worked with the Monroe Institute for a long time, which has a huge history with hemisync and synchronizing both parts of the brain. And then she traveled with Max. If anyone knows what Max was, Max is another crystal skull that is, just known to do amazing things and have a history of healing and deep meditations, just a very cosmic skull, right? I don't know what cosmic means. It's just this enlightened spiritual being that resides, which is yourself, but also just fun to call Max.
That's his name.
That's his name.
And actually, Christopher and Yolanda, we were just looking at pictures. Yolanda was showing me pictures on Christopher's Facebook page when she met Max, and her third eye was right up against Max's, and she had a really profound experience. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
The most interesting part is that we have Christopher Timms, which is the man, the myth, the legend that has meditated and sat with the Mitchell Hedges skull for hundreds of hours, right? So we have his perspective, right? And he meditated with Ra. And then they both meditate with Max. So the two there's other skulls in museums in the British Museum that no one really can meditate with, but Max and Mitchell Hedges' skull are the ones that people know the best, and they've meditated with both of them. So Christopher got to meditate with Ra, and he's going to give his perspective tomorrow, right, on the podcast, which is, who else would you want to get a perspective from than Christopher and Yolanda, right? So that was very interesting. Yeah, it was. It's not. There's the myth. I don't know if it's a myth. There's the Indiana Jones story of the 13 crystal skulls, and when those 13 are found, the world will turn into flowers and honey, and everything will be all right.
That's what they said?
I don't know what it's. They say the 13 skulls are supposed to solve the world's problems or something once they're put together. Who knows?
In that movie, they said that?
In general, I don't know who even knows the story, but I guess 13 is a master number, right? So there was the 12 disciples, and then Jesus was the 13th. So 13 skulls equals peace and harmony, I guess. I don't know. That they say those 13 skulls will bring balance when they're put together. So the one that's known that is the Mitchell Hedges skull, because it's two pieces, right? No carvings or marks on it, so it wasn't engraved. They don't know how it was cut. It's perfectly smooth, quartz crystal. So that one, I would say definitely is, if there was 13 skulls, is a part of it, right? Christopher says the master skull. I would believe yes, right? And then Max, I don't know if Max is Ra. I would definitely say not. Is it a enlightened, very enlightened being? Yes, but I don't think it's one of those 13 skulls. I don't even know. If you look at the British Museum skull, it looks more like the Mitchell Hedges skull. I guess, I don't know. Mitchell Hedges skull is very unique, but I don't think they're all the same, right? In the movie Indiana Jones, they were all the same, and they look like alien heads. So I don't think that's what they are. But there have been, I've been shown alien type quartz crystals too that were found in Mexico, which we get to experience tons of crazy things at Spirit Fest. There's a lady that owns one of these skulls, and it glows in the dark and has all these symbols all over it. It's very, very strange. She ended up getting her hands on it, and and it was carbon dated, she believed, and said it was 13,000 years old or something. So it was definitely not something you pick up at the antique store. So those skulls, I don't know. I never got to experience the Mitchell Hedges skull, but I was in Mount Shasta. Trisha and I were in Mount Shasta this summer, and the story is, a week before, we were staying at a place right in front of Mount Shasta, and the Mitchell Hedges skull was at Mount Shasta to meditate there. So they were there the week before. They were at a totally different place, different resort, and they were there for 5 days, and then something happened with a small fire, right? So they couldn't stay there anymore. So they had to move, and the skull had to come to the place where we were staying at. So 2 days before we got there, the skull was there, and they meditated all in the yard and at the house. So the skull was right there before us, before we got to the cabin or the house that we were at, which is very cool. And so that skull was there, and I don't know why, but it travels all over the world, and people get to meditate with it. I have not meditated with it, but I've met Christopher, and he's pretty much half crystal skull, so that's good enough for me, I guess. Max, I don't even know where Max is. Max is at a minimum right now. I don't know where he's at.
The woman that owned him sold him, and they have not traveled with Max. They just, yes. So.
If anyone wants to meditate with Tony, I would charge $2 and a slice of pizza.
Okay.
So what else do we have? We had the crystal skull, and that went, I think, extremely well. I think everyone had a good time.
Besides the group meditation, she did half-hour sittings with Ra, like you could be alone with the skull. So that's cool. Yeah, everyone pretty much reported a positive experience, and we're going to have her back, definitely. We'll schedule her to do another one. I just think it's, my experience, I have not been with any other skull. Max nor Mitchell Hedges' skull. This is the first skull that I've encountered like this. And other crystals that I've felt, sometimes they feel like they have like extra energy in them, but they're not skulls. And but I guess in general I've had a positive experience with it, and I don't know where I was going with that. I don't really have much to say about skulls. Before I met you, it wasn't really, I thought they were cool. I work with human skulls every day in my practice, and so I always thought skulls were like cool and pretty and very fascinating. But the whole history and legends and is very fascinating.
Yeah, if not even crystal skull, just skulls in general are very unique, right? People will say, "Why do you own so many skulls, Jonathan?" And I say, "I have a problem." I say, a crystal skull, right? It's just like a spear or a any shape, like a star, a pyramid. Anything in a different shape in a 3D reality produces different energy, right? So a skull produces almost a inwardly perspective, I feel, right? It's just almost like if you want to join the Skull and Bones, which you can't unless you're the president's son, or you want to join the Freemasons, there's a part in the Freemasons that you get to where you have to look a skull in the face, right, and stare at it, right, and looking at your own mortality, right? So you have to say at one point in your life that you will be the skull. You will die, right? So you have to look at that skull and say, okay, I will die, right? So if you look at that skull and say, I'm going to die and I could be the skull at any time, it should motivate you, right, to say, no matter what, I'm going to get to this point, so it doesn't matter what I do, right? So
it's interesting you're saying that, because I've been reading, Christopher lent me this book, the Tibetan Book of Living and Dying. And I've been reading the Tibetan Book of the Dead, and he said, try this one. And that's exactly what I was reading, that in the Buddhist tradition, how they look at death and preparation for death is the center of their spiritual practice, because it's a very important thing, is being okay with it, not only being okay with it, because in the Western world we're not. We either avoid it or like run from it, or just say, well, when we die, and we'll know what to do. But their whole practice is to prep for it, and there's a whole series of practices in order to do that. And it really just helps to cherish life now instead of avoiding it. So skulls are that reminder that, yes, we are all going to die. There's no getting out of it. yet it's really just a transition, but it's a very significant transition. There's steps, there's preparing yourself and your mind for that is essential to spiritual practice.
And Suzanne, I see your thoughts on this, and I agree, because I don't know what is going on. It seems like everything is going haywire, and I would definitely blame it on Tony. I don't know if it's because we played with the Crystal Skull all weekend, but there's something definitely going on, because everything is going in and out. I hope you hear some of this story. Maybe you only hear the good parts.
I'm going to read what Suzanne wrote. She said, crystals might be interfering with our video, plus all the weird incoming vibes from who knows where. Yes. And this is very interesting. Skulls are a resonance chamber. Our skulls are sound resonance chambers. The crystal skulls amplify these qualities. I love that. Resonance chambers. Working with skulls, with human skulls that are alive, that is the truth. There are multiple waves of energy coming from people's skulls, brains, all different directions, different vectors, different wavelengths. Resonance chambers. I really love that. Thank you, Suzanne. So yeah, I mean, I guess our bones are crystallized. We have crystal skulls in our heads, right?
Yes. Suzanne opens her skull to enhance sound. I would love to know how to do that. I'm guessing open your jaw. Is that what you mean?
You're a singer, Suzanne. That's awesome. Yeah. If you want to unmute and share, that would be great. What you mean by that, if you feel comfortable doing that, Suzanne. How do you open your skull?
It's something, oh my goodness, I don't know if I can even explain how I do it. It's like we have, you create a space in your head. How does one actually open it?
So you just imagine it's just the space is opening? Is that what you're doing?
In part. It's like
So can you tell me before someone told you this, someone must have heard you and said, open this space. So what did it sound like before, and then what did it sound like after? Did it help immediately, or?
Oh, it just sounds so much more expansive when you open the space in your head.
To you or to others?
Oh, to
was it more expansive?
Both. Yeah. It's just totally expansive. Like, so you are turning. Can you see the difference?
Unfortunately, it's not picking up the sound. Yeah. So we can't hear this.
Yeah. But
does it feel like it's opening like in the midbrain? Like,
yeah, totally.
Yeah. That's what I can kind of see when you say it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, and when you're singing too, like it's quite a difference when you're actually singing a song as opposed to just most people when they sing it's like just a very limited sound. But when you can open those spaces, it just becomes very different. The same with toning.
That's what
Yeah. I learned that from in part from the crystal skull, the Animacha Hedges crystal skull that Christopher activated in St. Catherine's. That was back in the 90s, right? That was pretty magical.
You were there?
Yeah, I was there. That was one of the first things I attended. Just happened to be that my parents lived in St. Catherine's at the time, right? And I didn't know, yeah. And I just happened to, hear about this event. So that was pretty amazing. Like Christopher was amazing then, he appeared to different people. He appeared to me the night before. I had the question what this was about, and he appeared to me, and he knew that I had indigenous background on many levels. So he appeared, and it was like a beaded necklace around his neck that would transform into an eagle and into different animals. And then he showed me a basket with different things in it, like a frog, which is cleansing, an egg, and all kinds of things, which basically told me in my own indigenous language what this was about. So he did that. Yeah.
Susan, I need to rewind on this conversation. What do you mean he appeared? He appeared in a dream? He appeared in a meditation? What do you mean?
In a vision, yeah, in a vision. So it was like he was standing right in front of me.
Before you even knew him?
No, I knew of him, but I didn't know him. Yeah, at that point. Yeah. So I put out to the universe, I asked the universe, what is this event about? I didn't know anything. I just heard about it. So he appeared to me in this way and told me what the event was about.
Well, that's very cool. That's a pretty cool story. Yeah, I love that perspective of because we only know modern Christopher. We don't know the old Tarzan Christopher. Yeah.
I love that he showed you the basket. I love that he showed you the basket with the different symbols that was like your languaging, that meant something to you. That's really incredible, Suzanne.
It was incredible. And around it was like his face was there, and around his throat appeared like a beaded necklace in the shape of an eagle. Right, his spirit. So there's spirit. It was about spirit, and then the various symbols like frog is cleansing, and the egg. Oh, I know the egg is the creation of new life. Whatever. Like, those are the only two I can remember offhand. But he also appeared to a group of 20 women, right? And I'm not quite sure what happened, but he appeared to them. And so there's some cool stories around the crystal skull. It was pretty magical. And that's when, experiencing Mr. Light and Mr. Sound, that was pretty cool too. That was pretty magical.
Yes. Yeah, we get to experience them all the time. They are very, very magical.
He brings Mr. Light and Mr. Sound, which for anyone that doesn't know are humongous clear quartz crystals he got in Arkansas. That he brings them to the Spirit Fest. So yes, we get to be with them a lot. Yes. What if you had to describe your experience with the Mitchell Hedges skull, that whole experience, could you sum it up in a sentence of what you experienced?
Well, we could not actually touch the skull.
No.
Once it was activated, for whatever reason, I think Christopher said that it would interfere with the energy, but everybody got to stand in front of it and just feel the energy, and the energy, it was just so expansive. It was like, just feeling these waves of energy. And also it was during the whole event, like when we were chanting, and after the event, I remember sitting near Mr. Light, and Mr. Light was just so, looking at him, he was just like radiating light. And Mr. Sound was, Mr. Sound, it was a different experience. But during the experience, like, I remember I gravitated to Mr. Sound more in the chanting. And Christopher said afterwards that Mr. Sound was a more feminine energy and Mr. Light the more masculine. But it was just, just this incredibly awesome experience. It was direct. Like, there's nothing can really describe it other than it was very, very expansive. Just that energy was like a whole different world, really.
Yes. And Chris, that was the time where Christopher built the actual
the celestial beacon.
Yeah, celestial beacon.
The celestial beacon, and that's where I got that one crystal that I still have from that time where it was activated. But it was also cool because in pictures that were taken, I don't know if you can find that online, but during the actual event, it's like the picture shows an actual beacon radiating out. So he basically, that event was sending a message to the Mayans, not in space but in time. Like, what that event did, put it simply, is he sent that energy out, right, to the Mayans, but basically it was creating that energy that started the activation of the Aquarian age. People just don't, get it. It was an amazing event. Okay.
And you were there.
I was there, yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your experience.
That was they tell me the time period was harmonics. Tell me, Susan.
Convergence?
Harmonic convergence is correct.
1986?
Yes.
87. So harmonic convergence. Okay. And this was in 1996, I think, 1996. Okay.
Okay, got it. So it was way after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was way after harmonic convergence?
10 years.
Yeah, yeah. This wasn't harmonic convergence. This was, it was like opening up that gateway that allowed for the energy to shift. It was basically giving the planet permission to move into that. I don't know if that makes sense or not.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
It was, that's what that was doing. It was saying to the Mayans, we are ready. He was sending it to the planet that the Mayans shifted into when they disappeared.
Yes. I still don't think they got the message, but because we're still ready and waiting. I hope to get the message soon.
Thanks, Suzanne. I appreciate you.
Who knows? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just know what I experienced. Okay. Yeah.
I know. Yes, I appreciate it. That was a great story. I love that story. I'm just joking around.
He can help himself.
I have a problem.
His nature. I appreciate you. You have a firsthand account of the skull, which is what we're talking about, and then adding this whole experience about Christopher and the appearing, and then the celestial beacon and the message and everything around it. It's just very rich, and I'm honored that you're sharing it on our podcast. So thanks, Suzanne.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
If
anyone has
first-hand accounts are amazing.
Yes.
Because I get to re-experience it. It's like I'm there.
And we have Guy Machine that is going to tell us a story about him and Christopher going down the mountain on bicycles, which I've always wanted to hear Guy Machine's first-hand account of. So that will be maybe our I Am part 95. But there's a lot of, if anyone has great stories about Christopher, we'd love to hear about them.
Yeah, that could be what our podcast is. The stories about Christopher. I love it. I see it emerging.
Yeah.
It's all emerging.
Yeah.
Deborah, you had unmuted for a little while. Deborah, did you want to share something? She might not.
Deborah's at the restaurant. Oh, there's Deborah.
Maybe she's gone to the bathroom or something. I don't know.
There you go.
Susie,
I'm going to mute you.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
For me.
Oh, okay.
I thought I unmuted myself, but maybe not. But no, I missed most of what you said, so I have to redo it because we were going to dinner. It is our 40th anniversary.
Oh, congratulations.
I'm talking 40th month.
Oh.
Because,
okay.
We're older.
We're the 40th month.
All right.
So it was my idea. I was like, you know what? We're older. There's no way we're going to, it's like, let's just celebrate every month.
Yeah.
Why not?
That's right. Yes. I love it.
Why not?
Yeah.
So anyway, so that happened tonight. But no, I was just saying on the next podcast, this is not really the time to say anything at all. But I love you guys. Just can't get enough of you.
We love you
my
too.
Podcast because I have no experience. I need help.
Okay.
Did you
Okay.
have the animals?
No. We had them in here in the beginning, and they were acting crazy, and then we had some technical difficulties in the beginning. So we'll try to have them on maybe our next one.
No.
He's like, we
No.
have them in here. They go crazy.
It's a jungle gym in this place.
Nova
and
is
they're
in
knocking
here.
stuff over. And
Yes, Nova is in here, and she's sleeping over on the futon.
yes, Nova's a very good girl.
He sends her love.
Okay, she's good at sleeping.
Okay.
Yes, she's very good. That is
She's just over here. She just came over to say hi, but then went back to the futon. So,
yeah.
All right, Deborah, well, enjoy your dinner.
Yes, it looks like a very nice restaurant.
All right. Well,
Okay,
I'm
so
done. I'm listening.
You're done? Oh. Okay, good.
All right.
So we still have
Bye.
about 10 minutes, and
Sheila, did you want to say something? I saw you unmuted. What do you got to say, Sheila?
Kelly or Linda, who actually did.
I caught you. Sheila.
It can be about skulls. It can be Christopher stories. It can be about meditation.
So, have you guys ever seen, when you were looking at any of these skulls, like symbols? Any symbols? So I was curious about.
Symbol.
Besides a cat, I mean, a cat is a symbol, but are you talking about like actual like etchings, kind of like symbols like hieroglyphs or Hebrew or let me think, because I may have. Let me just sit with it for a minute.
I'll tell you a story though. I didn't see a symbol, but I was shot up a portal with Rod this last time, in a rainbow portal, right? It was I was in this rainbow chute, and I just got shot straight up, like I was in a reverse slide and just going straight up this rainbow light tube, right? And just kept going and going and going. And I mean, I felt it. If you're saying your body is as above, so below, I was at the tippy top of my head. I was like, it was pulsing right at the top of my head, right? I was up there. It was just this place of just, it was so beautiful. Yes. And I always think of, I was in this place, and this poor lady sitting directly across from me was probably having the worst time of her life, but it was funny.
Directly. You. The lady that was having like the hot. Oh my God! It was probably you. Sorry.
I was having the time of my life, and this lady was like, "Get me out of here."
Because she was like directly across the circle.
The funny thing is, she walked past me. I was holding the skull at the end, and she walked past me, and she looked at it and looked at me, and she goes, "Creepy." And walked out. I was like, okay.
Well, I'll tell you, I think it was the skull, because there was a time at the end of the meditation, everyone shared, and she was like, I wanted to like run out of the room because she felt so hot and nauseous. But Stephanie passed Ra around and everyone could hold him. And she actually held the skull and put it up to her heart. And I'm thinking, if you had that bad of an experience, that crazy of an experience, that's pretty brave that you're holding. And she put it down and passed it. And at the end, I said, I was surprised. And she said, as soon as she put it up to her heart, she could feel the heat starting again. So It was the skull. Yeah. Yeah. But I don't think there's no symbols that are like popping in as I like go back to the times I've spent with the skull. Like this was my third. It's more like imagery for me rather than symbols, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But I bet you money that Sheila has seen symbols.
Yeah, you would probably see symbols.
I see symbols, yeah.
You would love to sit with that skull, yeah.
Yeah. It's like I can feel a lot happening in my cells that could be, maybe it would have been interpreted as symbols. It was like do 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 do, that kind of feeling. But
yeah. I wonder,
next time we have her here, you need to come over.
Yeah, I wonder if you ask if you will see the symbols. But then it's like you're asking to see symbols or even know what they mean, so what's the point anyway? So I don't know if it's...
Yeah, but that's half the fun.
Yeah.
Since we're all one, right, Sheila? We're all one, and that was my experience at the end. We broke through the membrane, right? We broke through the membrane, and everyone just merged. It was just like, we are one. But you could probably, just us telling the story, go back. You could probably catch our resonance, our wave, and maybe see the symbols that you would have seen if you were there.
That's the thing, is now you're on this whole other journey of figuring out the symbols for your whole life. You're like, I saw these symbols, and they have no meaning. So it's even, I don't even know if it's good to see symbols, because you're like, you're just you're just seeing symbols.
You gotta
see
symbols, and then you're like, okay, wait a minute, I got this. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I have a different view. I don't think you spend your whole life and never find it. I would look at it as it's like discovering. Like all of a sudden, here's a book that you look through and you're like, oh my gosh, there's the symbol. Or maybe just draw them out and sit with it and allow it to emerge. Like, what's that symbol mean to you?
Or it's like that movie Contact. You ever watch the movie Contact, where the symbols are its own language?
Yeah, let's watch that again. I've been wanting to watch that.
And maybe that's it. Or maybe it has no meaning. Yeah.
Maybe that'll be I Am Part 3. We'll watch Contact together.
That was great.
Yeah.
But then remember she experienced the past and the future at the same time? That was so weird.
But I don't remember the symbols being in the language in there.
I think that's the name of the movie. Isn't that the one where
Jodie Foster.
Oh, no. See, I'm thinking of the wrong movie. What's the movie with the red-haired woman, and she goes on the spaceship, and there's it looks like a octopus, and it puts symbols on the screen, and they don't know what it means, and they send her because she's a language expert. Please, someone help me out.
Octopus?
Someone knows what I'm talking about here.
Sphere? With Susan Sarandon in it?
No! That's not it.
Don't be quick to say no. They go to some octopus, and they're symbols.
That's a Bruce Willis movie.
What?
Bruce Willis movie.
Nope. It was outside.
Fifth Element. I love that movie, Joseph. Fifth Element. One of my.
Yes. It's a newer movie.
I know which
It's
one.
See, I knew
seen
Guy
the
would
one-
know.
Sorry, I seen the one you mean, Jonathan, but I can't remember either
Yeah,
for now.
yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah, we'll think of it.
it'll come. It'll come. Redhead octopus language.
That was the Fifth Element.
No,
it's more like yes.
That's the one, Joseph. That's the one I was thinking, but no.
Yeah.
That's one of my feet. Well, either way, symbols. Language.
Who needs them?
No, I think it's sit with it. What does it mean to you? It'll emerge. The meaning emerges.
Yeah, there's a quick story. Is there's a lady that owns a skull, right? From it starts with a C. It's something Mexico.
Cambodia?
No, it's in Mexico. It's
Colombia?
Wrong again.
In Mexico?
Yes, and it's something like.
You have to be rude.
I was not being rude. I was just saying you were wrong. It's like Ku something, right? But it's in Mexico, and they're finding all these old artifacts, right? Who knows? They say they're carbon dated, but this lady has a bunch of stuff. And if you look it up, these things, they glow. And they don't know how they glow, but they glow in the dark, right? And they have all these ancient etchings on them, right, of hieroglyphs, depiction of, like, wow, but they're like almost like grays. They have
like
a skull. Like their skulls enlarged. It's very strange. But you can look it up. They're finding these artifacts all the time. And she somehow has one of these skulls. And on the bottom is there's 2 rows of symbols. And she said, do you know what these symbols mean? And I say, no, but I know a woman named Sheila that would definitely know what they meant. And
did you?
Yeah, no, I did not say that. But
because Sheila was at that show.
I'll figure it out.
Sheila was at that show.
I know.
Second day, Sheila. It was the second day. One of the other vendors showed us a picture.
Yes.
So.
But it would be very cool to find out what they meant, right?
Do you want me to hit him?
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
I'm more than happy. All right. Well, it is 9:00.
9:00.
So
and
start, and we're not sure how much the recording. But
we had a great story about Christopher, and that's what I love.
Yes,
and we got that recorded.
Suzanne on the recording.
Thank
so
you.
that was a gem. And
that was all we needed
from all of you. I love when people interact. So, all right. Well, it looks like this coming Wednesday, Joseph will be doing his second podcast. Joseph, do you know what you're going to be talking about? Give us a little preview.
I haven't a clue.
So you're going to wing it.
I always
You did
wait
great.
till the day I'm going to do it and just come up with whatever's there.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
With it.
Yeah. See, that's what we love about you, Joseph.
Yes, good. And then, okay. And I think our next one is in March, but there was an open spot that we were thinking about snagging. So we will watch Contact or another movie or talk about
movies. Just put Contact on the screen and we all can watch it together.
Just talk about movies that are about cool things. Anyway, we'll see. But all right, well, Guy, did you want to say something?
Did you hear me ask you about the? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. For sure, yeah. And interesting though, I did talk about my podcast last week. I did talk about how I met Christopher and then the whole bike trip and what we did and all that.
You did talk about it?
Yeah.
I listened to the first half. I didn't get to the bike trip, so we'll listen to it. You did such a great job. I listened to the first half. Yes, we'll listen to it.
Okay.
He did talk about it.
I'm sorry, I missed that one, Guy.
Check it out. It's on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, wherever you can.
I love the promotion. Get it, Guy.
Yay! Living with Spiritual Life was the title of yours. Yes. I know his story of how you met Christopher was really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't forget your Cash App. Put your Cash App out there, Guy.
I think there's a lot of hearing about stories about Christopher? That's an interesting.
Yeah, it's like yeah, you're talking about two different versions of Christopher. You have the.
I love it.
Yeah.
He appears to each of us the way that we see him. You know, it's very cool. So.
Yeah, I like the way you referred to him as the Tarzan. I would have called him the David Lee Roth era.
Yeah. He had the tank top in that video. I was like, what is this video? It's still on YouTube. He has a tank top and the long hair. I'm like, oh my God.
It's the 70s shirts that are all cut out.
Yeah.
Cut out to here. The long hair.
I was like, this is a very, very cool video.
He's an interesting guy. So, all right. Well, I think that it's time to close.
It's time to close.
All right. We just want to say bye and be done.
Bye and be done. Watch Joseph's podcast.
And Tony
says, I love you. Goodbye. And be well. And we will try not to screw up the next one. And it wasn't us. It was the Crystal Skull. And I'll blame it on it every time.
Yeah.
And that's
never us. All right. Love you all.
I love you guys.
Thank you.
Bye. Love you.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
And this has stopped recording.
Good.
Say it.
Push your button.
Come on. Say it.
Push